Hi everyone. Welcome to the last week of class, if you can believe it. I have a few things I wanted to go through with you in person. So the first is I wanted to walk through the assignment sheet one more time. So we've spent the whole semester building up to this final paper. You've turned in outlines, some of you have given me little pieces of your paper. I've approved all of your topics. So now it's just time to get writing. So use this week and finals week to focus on getting this writing done. There is one small adjustment from the original syllabus, which is I'm going to give you till the 12th, so one extra day, to turn in your paper. So let's look at the requirements. You need to have a specific topic, which I've already approved, and then you need to break your paper into paragraphs. So you know that you'll have an introduction paragraph and then a conclusion paragraph. Depending on your topic, you may have anywhere from 2 to potentially 4 on the high end body paragraphs. Remember, it's one paragraph per idea, so think about the best way to break your paper into sections. You're going to write 1,000 words, which is approximately 4 pages. Note, your works cited page does not count towards that word total. Right, so to find the word count, just highlight what you need, and it'll tell you at the very bottom there, specific to that, rather than the whole document. So in this case, if we look on the bottom here, this is 20 words out of my document's entire 421 words. Remember, you must use 4 sources, which you've already found. Use an MLA-style parenthetical citations within the text. At this point, I hope we're all fairly familiar with that. If you need any help, look at our old slideshows, check the Purdue OWL, or ask me. I'm happy to look over anything for you. Carefully proofread your paper to avoid small grammatical errors or typos. You're writing in a very kind of formal academic style. You could almost think of yourself as a reporter on whatever topic you chose. And then this paper is now due Thursday the 12th by 11:59 p.m. You'll turn it in as a Word document on Blackboard. So I do have some advice for you. Rather than sitting down and trying to bang out the whole paper at once, I'd encourage you to write it in small pieces. You can also feel free to write it out of order. Often, I would start with a few of my body paragraphs, and then I would go and put my introduction and conclusion on. Each body paragraph should use at least one source for evidence. Remember, any claim you make has to be backed up by your research. Right? Explain to me how or why you know or support this claim. Be sure to introduce, cite, and explain each of your quotations. A quotation should never, ever be the beginning of a sentence. You need some kind of transition in, which can be as simple as the author writes and your quotation. Another reminder, your explanation or analysis should be at least double the length of that quotation. So if I'm quoting 2 lines, I need to have about 3-4 lines to say about it. Otherwise, it might be worth cutting my quotation down a little bit. Please, don't wait till the last minute. It's just going to make things very stressful and probably not lead you to producing your best work. As questions come up, I'm your best resource and I'm very available. So feel free, shoot me an email is probably the quickest way to get a hold of me. You're always welcome to call my office phone, right? That phone number is 641-648-8644, or send me an email. And then there's all kinds of writing tutors available through the college. I'd also imagine there are writing tutors available through the high school. The paper is worth 300 points, so it is a very high point level assignment, and it'll be graded using this rubric. Sorry, it's a little hard to see here. So the nice thing about this rubric is if you've done all the work leading up to this paper, some of these things you should feel very confident about because I've already said, yes, this topic is specific enough, for example. So the specific topic is worth 30 points. Your introduction paragraph is also worth 30 points. The introduction should do a few things: spark interest, introduce the topic, explain the scope, right? Many of you had to narrow down a much bigger topic into something a little smaller, explain what that smaller lens is, provide a roadmap, tell me what each of the paragraphs is going to be about, and if needed, include definitions. Your body paragraphs are worth 75 points, so that's a huge part of the assignment. Your conclusion paragraph is also worth 30 points, and that can do 2 things. It'll either restate what's come before, or it'll suggest what to do next in the research. The sources, of course, are worth 75 points as well. That's a huge part of the research paper. 30 points for the works cited page and your in-text citations, and then 30 points for following formatting, and then making sure there aren't too many grammatical errors or typos. So if we take a look, here, I'll show you one thing. So on our page, we have our normal week 15, but then at the very top, you're going to find two new folders. The extra credit folder, which is some optional extra credit, up to 50 points, so that is a nice amount of points, and then the final research paper folder. Let's take a look at that. I've done a few things here for you. At the very top, I have a tips for finals week. This is not about our class as much as finals week in general. What are some of the best methods for studying, for retaining information, for managing your time? I've reposted a few of our old PowerPoints, like finding sources if you're having any trouble. And then I've broken down each of the types of paragraphs here for you. Take a look at these. These are basically giving you little roadmaps of what I anticipate yours will have. So what goes into a good introduction, what goes into a good body paragraph, and what goes into a good conclusion. All of these are fairly short, but I think will be very helpful. I've then reposted the sample research paper and reposted the actual assignment sheet. Be sure to carefully look through that. And then here's where you'll turn in your paper. As I said earlier, I am knocking the due date back a day to the 12th rather than the 11th, just to give you a little extra time. And my biggest piece of advice is please don't hesitate to ask me any questions or to clarify anything or to even look at pieces of your writing and give you my feedback. I'm so happy to do that. I'm here for you for every step of the process. So this week is fairly light. All you need to do is focus on writing your paper. Please complete the course evaluation survey. You should see a red bar at the top of Blackboard prompting you to go take those. That is helpful in that it helps me determine what worked this semester, what didn't work as well, what changes I might make next semester for when teaching this online again. You'll post on the discussion board. You'll see the instructions for that inside the week 15 folder. That's just a reflection on everything we've done, asking you a few questions about what you enjoyed. And then again, the biggest thing, work on your paper. You basically have this week and next week to get all of that writing done. That's more than enough time, but be realistic. I know you have a lot on your plate this time of year. So, as always, any questions, the quickest way to get in hold of me is via my email, catherine.ferraro@iavalley.edu. Otherwise, you're welcome to call me. No question is too small. I really don't mind. I enjoy hearing from all of you. Thank you for all of the hard work you've done this semester. You've done a lovely job, and it's been really wonderful watching you all grow as writers. If I'm lucky enough to see you next semester, I'm looking forward to it. Happy holidays, and I will be in touch.